What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm Matt with DSR. Now today, this morning should I say, I was on this, the GS1300 TE ASA, so the automatic or the automated shift assist. I'm going to quickly jump on this, the GS1300. It's not got all the bells and whistles. This is about 25 grand. It's got everything, the ride height, the electric windscreen, heated seats, heated grips, everything. This is a more, let's say, budget friendly. It's on the lower tier of spec. Now I have done a GS1300 review already, so this is not going to be a full review. This is just going to be a quick, once the hype has settled, do I think this is a good bike, and would I swap my 1250 for this? And then also I'll answer whether I'd get the manual or the automatic. I already know I'm going to miss the automatic windshield on that, because this is a manual, but also it's the small version. It's the small windscreen, because the other one also has the little screen winglets on the left and right, just to force the air away from you just that little bit more. Do not need heated seat or heated grips. Get those off. Now, starting off with, as the hype settled around this bike, first of all, my first little bit of hype that many of us, myself included, didn't like was the front end. We just didn't get on with it. And I'm going to let you into a little secret. If you've watched my video on the GS1300 ASA, I admit it, I've come around to this bike. The front end, you know what, I think it looks alright. I don't have such a hatred for it now. Now the 1250 engine, by all means, is not a shy engine. It's punchy, it's got that grunt, and it's got that fun to it. This has just got that little bit more, I think. I feel just a little bit more peppy, a little bit more lively. Bear in mind, my GSA is a 2019. You know, almost time for an upgrade, I reckon. Even though I've only had it 18 months. The GSA, I just feel... So when I refer to GSA, it's going to be my 1250 for reference, because I'm going to keep forgetting to say 1250. So my GSA just feels that little bit more bigger, like the handlebars feel a little bit higher, a little bit more upright. Whereas this definitely feels a little bit more sporty. Handlebars feel a little bit lower. And yeah, you just get that little sportier feel than compared to the GSA. If you've never ridden a GSA because you think it's just your typical old man, middle-aged bike, simply put, you need to go and test one. Yes, they look big. Yes, they hold some big numbers in the weight department. But as soon as I get on it, whether it be the GS or the GSA, the weight just disappears. Now the ground is very damp and there's a lot of gravel. I'm just got to be a little bit mindful. But the flickability, it definitely handles better than the GSA. But then again, the GSA is heavier, lighter, more agile, better flickability. Not going to have such great wind protection on this, obviously, whether it be from the body of the bike or the windscreen. I would 100% get a bigger windscreen. That's even a bit of a contention point with me and my GSA. I've got the big windscreen and I've got the bit on the top, but I'm 6'1", so I'm quite tall. Always do with a little bit more. Obviously, a lot of people get the GSs or the GSAs to do adventuring and touring and a bit off-road, and that's why I got it. I like having all the luggage. I like being able to take it off-road and kind of not really care if I drop it, which I do regularly. But on the flip side, if I wanted something just for touring and being a good, fun road bike, you know what? I'd probably go for the 1300. I don't need the mileage of the GSA. I'd get the better windscreen head set up, so I'd have more protection that side. And then this is flickable, punchy, and sounds really good as well when you start getting on it. The brakes are really decent. Obviously we've got Brembos. Like I said at the start, if you want to see the full review of this bike, then I will leave a link in the description box below. I'm not talking about the stats and the figures and what this bike's got and hasn't got. It's just purely kind of just jumping on it and just seeing what I think of it. Now that time has passed, and obviously, like I said, the hype around the new GS coming out has settled. I know we got the cradle that we can connect our sat nav, but I do wish we had full map navigation on this big TFT. The multi-strider's got it, so let's get rid of cradles and having extra things if we don't need it. Let's get it all integrated. Now, I'm not going to list the differences between this and the GS1300 ASA that was on this morning. Like I said, that's fully equipped with everything, but I'm just thinking, from literally jumping from that to this, do I miss any of the tech that I had? Not too worried about blind spot detector, use my mirrors. I think probably the biggest thing is the automatic windshield and then the extra winglets of the upgraded comfort package, I think it is, that it gives you. Obviously this has got heated grips and heated seat, which is nice to see, especially now it's October, getting into the winter months. Having a little warm tush definitely makes every ride that little bit better. So, taking out the equation of doing off-roading on the GSA, if I just done road riding, would I swap my 1250 for this? The 1250, it still looks really, really good. It looks mean and aggressive. But you know what? You know, let's get with the times. Let's do it. Yeah, I'd swap my 1250. The problem is I'm paying so little for that 1250. Financially, I'm going to keep it until the end of the contract. Because that's the other thing, isn't it? These are 20 odd grand bikes, 23 to 25 if you get the absolute all singing, all dancing. PCP wise, you're not looking anything cheap. I reckon probably easily 300 quid a month. I pay £89 for my GSA. So financially, it just doesn't make sense for me to change. But let's face it, why do we do things sensibly? We follow the heart. And yeah, I could see myself enjoying a GS1300. I'm quickly looking over to the manual versus the ASA. You'll have to watch my review on the ASA 1300. But all I'm really going to say is right now, I'd stick with the manual gearbox. I just feel the ASA is nice, it's good, it's their first go round. It's just not refined enough. When you're giving it Barry big balls and you're getting in the twisties, you end up almost wanting to put it into manual mode anyway and change the gears. So if that's the case, just get a manual and a quick shifter. Save yourself almost £1,000. The other obvious thing as well you notice between the two is when you are shifting on the ASA, the shifter is basically like a little switch. It's not really doing anything. So it's so light to move it up and down, and then you jump on this and obviously you are changing gears properly. You can definitely feel the difference in the pressure that's required to change up or down. So this is definitely more sportier than a 1250 as well. So if you're not doing the long distance tour and say you don't need the fuel, you don't need the, I mean, you've got the same luggage capacity, but you use this more as a kind of Sunday ride bike, but you just want it like comfortable. This is definitely sportier and a little bit more aggressive than the GSA. Obviously, the GSA 1300 is coming out this week or next week to Dick Lovett. So obviously, I can jump up there and test that out, and I'll compare it to my GSA versus the new GSA, and then hopefully I'll do a comparison as well again between this and in the GSA, as in the 1300 GS versus GSA. Oh guys, like I said, this is just going to be a kind of quick thought and opinions after the hype. And I hope I've given it to you. If you found this useful, give it a thumbs up. More importantly, subscribe to the channel. And there's nothing else to say, but until next one, ride safe.